Alright, welcome back again. We found some time today to pump out a couple of videos, so I just wanted to do a quick one on this radio here. It's the Big Rig Series Galaxy DX94HP, which is basically the big brother to the 47HP. This one's sideband, and the 47 is not. It's just AM radio. So, anyway, it's a brand new radio. We do have these for sale. If anybody's interested, you can call here for any information on that pricing and everything at 603-732-3175. Okay. I recommend this radio to guys that that want a little bit more oomph in their radio, but either don't have the money for an amplifier and or the skill set to to set up an amplifier. Amplifiers aren't something that you just jump into and just hook a radio up and run them. I know there's a lot of people out there that do it. It's not a very good idea. You should always have the radio matched up to the amplifier, or the amplifier matched up to the radio. Depending on the amp, depending on the radio, one or the other usually needs to be modified a little bit to get everything the way it should be. So anyway, good little 100-watt radio. Doesn't draw a lot of current, so you really don't need to be concerned about running big 8-gauge wire, 6-gauge wire, even 10-gauge wire. This radio will work with 12-gauge wire just fine. So anyway, it's basically like any other Connex or Galaxy radio that's out there. Most of your options are pretty much the same. I'm not going to sit here and go over them all. If anybody purchases one and is not sure, you can always call. I'm always by the phone day or night, so you can always call and we can run you through how to set the thing up. So anyway, like I said, nice little 100-watt radio, upper lower sideband, and they run really well. Good robust radio. So and it's in the same ballpark. Stryker has a very good 100-watt radio, the 497, strictly AM radio only though. So if you're not into sidebanding and you just want a good powerful radio, we carry the Stryker 497s also. Good 100-watt radio. Got pretty good reputation, pretty good reviews on those. Haven't seen too many problems. Most of the problems come when it comes to these radios, other than failure due to manufacturing failures. Most of the failures come with these big radios, all in the coax and the antenna. So that's very important, especially when you're buying the higher power radios. And if you get into amplifiers and all that, it's very important that your coax and your antenna system is in tip-top shape, and your life will be much happier. So anyway, let's just show you what she's doing real quick. We will start with power all the way down. We're going to go to a 50-watt scale. Okay. Well, let me turn the mic gain down so we don't get all that jumping around. Okay. So right there, just shy of 4 watts on low, and we'll turn up the power. What am I doing here? Turn up the power. I turned up the mic gain, not the power. Okay. There we go. We'll get it together here. Okay. So just shy of 20. Okay. That's where the radio tuned in its best. When I tune a radio, I strictly do it on the oscilloscope and the analyzer, and wherever the watts come out, the watts come out. So that's where she came out nice and clean. We'll get into, turn the mic gain back up. We'll show you what she's swinging. We're gonna start on high power. Hello, bending the 50, right? Bending it right over. So we'll go to the high. That's a 100-watt scale. Hello, audio, breaker. So also bending the 100, and that's only gonna be, it's bouncing off the 100 pretty hard, but it's only gonna gain, it's probably up around 104, 105, if I remember right. Hello, breaker, audio. Audio, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, audio. So yeah, about 104, 105 watts on high. And we'll put it down on the low side. We'll go back to the 100-watt scale. Hello, audio, check, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, breaker. So right up there, you know, she's got pretty good dynamic range. So I'm gonna say for the average person with just an average voice, you're probably looking at, you know, 60 or 70 watts on the low side. You know, I've got a pretty loud voice, so I can get it to hit 100. But you know, with somebody that talks a little quieter, I mean, up around 80. Somebody that talks a little quieter, be able to, you know, it's going to be down there a little bit. But very good dynamic range on these radios. Okay, so you don't have to run these radios on high. So with the 19-watt dead key, you could probably run this radio down around, you know, between 5 and 10, and it's going to perform very well. It won't run hot. It won't draw a lot of juice, and it'll sound really good. You'll get, you know, a lot of good reports on that radio if you're worried about reports. But you know, you ask for a radio check. Everybody's always asking for radio checks. You'll get good feedback on this. So something else I want to show real quick is, for some reason, there's you know, certain people out there that just can't leave things well enough alone, and they claim that that you can't get over 100% modulation out of a radio, or else it's going to be a splatter box and cause all kinds of harmonics and spurious emissions and all that. That is not a fact at all. Okay, these radios will definitely do 100 plus and come out very clean. So let's just start with power all the way down. Okay, that was our little 4-watt dead key, right? Okay, and we'll put a tone into it. Okay, nice and clean, well over 100%, right there, about 115, 116%. Okay, so the fact is that it can be done with certain radios. Okay, not all radios you can do that with. And as we increase the power, okay, and I'll bring that down so you can see that it's not flat topping, which is a bad thing. Okay, there you have it. And then on high power, it's only up around 102. So the dynamic range gets cut back a little bit as you go up in power. So like I said, these things can be run on very low power. I mean, just above the low dead key. You know, she's still coming in very well, very clean. Okay, let's go. I'll just show you that on the analyzer real quick, so you can see what I'm talking about. There is no splatter. There's no extra harmonics or anything being created that are going to perfect. That are going to you know, change the performance of the radio. You know. Okay. So that's on, that's low power. Okay, not going to affect anything. All what you're seeing that would or could affect the radio is well down below 50, 60 dB, which is 100,000 times less power than what your center frequency is putting out. So it's nothing that's ever going to affect anything. Okay, and we'll just crank it up to that 19-watt, you know, that 100-watt swing, and there you go. Nothing. Nice and clean. That's all this down here. I know you see it changing, but none of that affects the radio. It's so far down in the mud it would never be heard or even thought of. It's not an issue. Okay, so anyway, that's a quick briefing on this radio. Very, very good radio. Like I said, 100 watts. They talk very, very well. If you like talking skip, they'll talk skip. Obviously, you can't compete with the big boys too much, but you know, if you like a challenge, you can definitely get out and talk some skip on these, and have some fun. And again, you don't have to worry about you know, all the work that's involved with putting amplifiers in. And if you want to, that's fine. You can do that. But like I said, for the guys that have never done it and aren't really sure how it's all supposed to be done, you're better off just to buy a radio that has it in it. So I'm just gonna go over here for a second, and I'm gonna put this meter on here just so you can see what I'm talking about when it comes to amperage draw on some of these radios. People will blow this, they blow this right out of proportion. Everybody talks about, oh, you have to have 8 gauge wire, you have to have 10 gauge wire, you have to have all this big wire to run these 100 watt radios, 200 watt radios. You really don't. So let's just see what it's doing, okay? Okay, on the low dead key, barely drawing over an amp, right? Let's put it up to the 19 watt dead key. Okay, 3.3 amps is what that radio's drawing for amperage, okay? And mic gain up. Hello, audio check, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay, so nothing to even be concerned about. Oh, hold on. That was erroneous readings right there. I didn't have it clamped down right. I kind of thought things were a little lower than what they should be. Okay, so let's just do it on high again. Okay, about 8 on the high dead key. Hello, radio. Hello, radio. Okay, everything's cranked right up. So not even 10 amps being drawn on high. Hello, radio. About 5 on low. So we'll go back to the high side. Okay, show you. Hello, radio. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Audio check. 1 2. So not even 10 amps. Radio hardly draws 10 amps. So no need to be worried about running all kinds of big wire and all that. This thing will probably work just fine. If you were in like a tractor trailer or something, you could hook it right straight up to the power ports, and the radio's going to work just the way it should. No problem. Okay, you know, obviously you know, most trucks are charging between 14.1 and 14.5 on the voltage, which will be fine for this radio, and she'll run good. So anyway, that's that. We do have these radios for sale, like I said. Number 603-732-3175. I'm not going to put pricing out on Facebook or on YouTube. You can call the number. I'll answer the phone, and I'll run it all down for you. So anyway, thanks for watching, and have a good day.